Hello, I'm Wilfrid. I'm the executive chef of Blue Ball and Ducasse in Bangkok on the shore of Royal River. Today we're gonna do Poultry Terrine and bake in French brioche with a yellow wine sauce. Here we go. Now we step in the kitchen and we're gonna start by cleaning all the meat. I'm gonna introduce you all the ingredients we will need for this recipe. Now, first, of course, a beautiful foie gras from France, some French duck also. We have some pork, which is raised locally, and also some chicken from France. So we will start by cleaning and cutting the meat. I'm gonna start with the duck. Just take out the fillet. We will cut the meat in a length stripe, about 2 centimeters large. Of course, we will keep the bones to make the sauce. We're gonna start by cleaning the duck. And the duck is a Jaune duck from France, so very tasty, but we don't want any fat or nerves. We're gonna clean up and cut some stripe, take out the small fillet. We will keep everything, all the bones and all the nerves to make the sauce. This is the result we want, very clean, no fat, no nerves. From this, we're gonna cut some stripe. We're gonna stock all the meat in a container. Now the duck is cut. We will proceed the same way with the pork. Now the pork filet mignon, you can see now one is clean and one need to be clean. Don't hesitate to flip the meat during the process. It's make it easier for you to achieve the result. Now we're gonna do exactly like the duck. We will split in two and cut some stripe. You need to have approximately the same size. At the end, when the terrine will be cooked, everything will look alike. Okay, now we finish with the pork. Now we're gonna do the chicken breast, exactly the same. If we see some fat, we will take out. They are pretty clean, so we're just gonna cut some stripe. Now the meat is portioned in stripes. Now we have the duck, we have the filet mignon and the chicken breast. Now we're gonna do the foie gras a bit at the room temperature. We will make the cutting easier. We're gonna place the knife in the water and we're gonna cut some stripe exactly the same size of the chicken, around 2 centimeters large. If the stripes are not completely straight, or because of the form of the foie gras is not very important, we don't want to have during the cooking process become too liquid, overcooked. It's better to keep some large piece than too small. Now we finish to portion all the meat, and we're gonna proceed to the seasoning. First, I'm gonna put the yellow wine, and I will add all the ingredients. Now it's got a pink salt to keep a bit some natural salt, some sugar. Everything is weighed already. We will put the recipe below. I also put some porcini powder. So it's just a dry porcini we blend and we add to the mix. We have some pepper, mignonette pepper, and we add some meat glue. The meat glue is helping to keep the terrine together. We mix as a normal ingredient. In the seasoning, I will also put my mixed mushroom, which is some fresh black trumpet and some porcini, which the porcini are rehydrated in warm water. And after we cook both of them with some confit chalon, we're just gonna prime them and chop them. My seasoning is ready. I'm gonna verse my seasoning on the meat, making sure to take everything from the bowl. We're gonna delicately mix to make sure every piece of meat is coated with the seasoning and with the wine. I keep them in the same way, make it easier later on to build the terrine. And I'm gonna wrap, just put a plastic wrap in contact to not let the meat oxidate, and I will wrap the container and I will keep that in my fridge for overnight, around 12 hours. If you have the chance to in the middle of this to mix again to prevent oxidation. And with the lights, what I do is I put some aluminium foil on the top of the film. The meat is ready. We will put in the fridge for 12 hours, and now we will go for the next step. To make the step easier, I prepare yesterday. Now it's time to do the next step, which is the cooking, the molding, and the cooking of the terrine. Now we're gonna try to put every single meat in a different layer. Like that, I'm gonna alternate the different meats, and I will put the foie gras in the middle, and I will finish with the red meat. And that's why it's important to cut the meat lengthwise to have some kind of regularity in the mold. We first put some pork, some chicken, some duck, and we reserve the foie gras for the middle. Important to have something kind of flat before we put the foie gras. Comment to really push to make sure you don't have hair. Even if we will put the terrine in a vacuum bag, now I'm going to put a layer of foie gras. Now we have a full layer of foie gras. I will finish and put the rest of the meat and make sure every meat is alternate like we did in the bottom. Now the terrine are wrapped. I'm gonna take a cake tester and do some poke to make sure when you put in a vacuum bag, the machine will extract all the hair present in the terrine. And we're gonna put in a vacuum machine. Okay, the meat's marinated, mold, and we put sous vide. I will apply now a tape for this terrine. I'm gonna put the ambience at 70 degrees. This tape will prevent the hair to come inside the terrine and prevent the bag to get loose. Now you apply first the tape, and I'm gonna position the needle right in the middle of the terrine. I'm gonna place the terrine in an oven at 70 degrees. During the cooking process, I will monitor the temperature on my thermometer. Now the temperature at the center is 12 degrees. It will take approximately 45 to 1 hour to achieve our desired temperature. And we want to achieve a center temperature at 53 degrees. For our next step, we're gonna do the chicken mousse. And for that, I usually put my bowl in the fridge. Make sure it's very, very cold. Put the meat a bit in the blast chiller. Make sure it's very cold, almost frozen. I have some cream, some chicken jus to make sure we have a good flavor. Some egg white, espelette pepper, and sea salt. Now I have a RoboCook with the blade. I'm gonna put the almost frozen, even half frozen chicken. For the mousse, it's important to really go fast to keep everything super cold, and also don't let mix too long to make sure we don't whip the cream. And now I'm gonna mix the meat until it becomes a ball. It takes approximately 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Now you can see all the meat is together and it's very thin. Now I'm gonna add the seasoning and the egg white. Everything is very combined. I'm gonna add the cream, which is very cold, very important. We want to incorporate the cream without whipping it. If you whip the cream during the cooking process, the mousse will split. Okay, you see, I just put a bit of cream, blend for 5 seconds, and stop. Put more cream, blend for 3, 4, 5 seconds, stop. Very important process. Mix everything, and at the end we will add the chicken jus. See, again 3 seconds, and mix for the last time. We're gonna pass the mousse through the tamis to make sure we don't have a big piece inside. You use a scraper and a tamis, and we're gonna pass all the mousse like that. Next step, we will realize the brioche now. Now I put the flour in a bowl, in a mixing bowl. I'm gonna put all the ingredients, and I'm gonna put the eggs. I will mix the yeast with the milk. I will put the salt, the sugar, the mix with the yeast and the milk. We will keep only the butter on the side. We will add later on. Okay, now first we're gonna just process for 3 minutes just to mix all the ingredients together. After 2-3 minutes, I'm gonna accelerate the mixer, and this for 10 minutes. Okay, the dough is mixing for about 10 minutes now. The gluten is developed and the dough starts to have some elasticity. We're gonna lower the speed and add the butter. The butter is at the room temperature. I'm gonna add little by little. Now I just add the butter. I'm gonna let at this speed, like speed 3, for about 3 minutes. Then I will increase the speed to 5 for again 10 minutes. Now the gluten is developed. We're gonna take out the dough from the mixer and put it in a bowl and let it rest for 30 minutes outside. The yeast will develop. The dough is rolled. I place in a container, and I'm gonna put just a kitchen towel on top. You're gonna see the temperature. The cooking process is now done. We will take out the terrine from the sous vide bag. I'm gonna poke again the terrine and make sure to try to take out some fat, some duck fat, some foie gras fat from the terrine, and will allow to get some space for the fat under to come up. I'm allowing the liquid to get out from the terrine. What we will do is we will keep this fat and separate from the liquid. Donc this is a foie gras fat with a lot of flavor inside, and we will add it to the sauce, the yellow wine sauce. It's been 5 minutes. Now we're gonna put it on press. I take some 2 pieces of foam the size of the terrine. I'm gonna place on top of the terrine with a weight. We're gonna keep like that for about 30 minutes outside. It will allow the fat to go up. Okay, so for this next step, we did this terrine a few days ago. The best is to do it like 2, 3, 4 days in advance. Now I'm gonna slice the terrine top to bottom, lengthwise, in a 3 equal parts with about 2 centimeters. And we use a ruler to make sure you have the good thickness. Now the slices are done. We're gonna wrap the terrine in the chicken mousse we did previously. And now I'm gonna do a rectangle for about 20 centimeters to 14 centimeters. I'm gonna use a spatula to make a thin layer. This is very important to have a layer which is very even. Okay, now I prepare my layer of chicken mousse. I'm gonna take my terrine, and you can see the different layer, different kind of meat. You have some chicken, you have some pork, you have some duck, and the foie gras in the middle. I'm gonna place the terrine in the middle of the chicken mousse, and I'm gonna add myself with the plastic wrap. Now I make sure like I have mousse everywhere. I'm gonna rewrap correctly before I put in the blast chiller for about 10 minutes. Now our log is in the blast chiller. We will prepare the cabbage. I'm not going to show you this step because it's easier, but we will take some cabbage leaf. You will blanch in boiling salted water for about 5 minutes, and after that shock in ice water. Roll the cabbage leaf between 2 kitchen towels with a pass-through roll. Okay, it will allow the leaf to be more flexible. It's better to do it like maybe 1 day in advance to make sure like all the cabbage is very dry. Now it's about 10 minutes. We put the log in a blast chiller to make sure like the mousse stay firm. I'm gonna take out the wrap delicately and place the log on the savoy cabbage. With my spatula, I'm gonna make sure everything is even. I'm gonna fold first the side. Now I have the cabbage all around the mousse. I'm gonna wrap it again to make sure to compress the log. Maybe poke 1 or 2 times to let the hair go out. Like this, I make sure like the cabbage is well glued to the mousse and no hair between them. I'm gonna put back the log in a blast chiller for about 5 minutes. Now we're gonna roll in on the brioche. The brioche we do previously, as I said, we roll to a 3 to 4 millimeter and for approximately 2 times the width of the log. I place my log on a brioche dough and I'm gonna put some egg wash on the side to glue to seal. We're gonna roll over. Make sure we don't have some hair inside. We dust with a little bit of flour. I'm gonna push to take out the air from the log. I can also poke to make sure we have 0 air. Now I'm gonna press to seal and cut the excess of brioche. For the last step, the cooking process, very important, and the secret technique for this is to sear the brioche to make sure the cooking process don't take too long. For this, we place the 2 pastry tray in the oven at 185 to make sure they are very hot. Like this, when we put the brioche between them, the cooking process will start. But the inside of our terrine will stay cold. Now we're gonna cook this to 15 minutes at 185. Now the log is cooked. You can see the dough is seared, both sides. I'm gonna place the log on a rack and cool it down in a blast chiller for about 10 to 15 minutes. Our brioche log is now cooled down. It's been like 2-3 hours we keep in the fridge. I'm gonna portion it. Now I use this kind of ruler. This is a 2 centimeter width cut at 5 centimeter. I place my ruler on top of the brioche and I will press just a little bit to make sure the meat or the log doesn't move. You can see the cooking is perfect. We have the chicken mousse all around and you can also see the Savoy cabbage. I'm gonna portion everything. Now it's time to finish our terrine dish. We're gonna sear the brioche on the plancha with brown butter. The goal here is to warm up gently the terrine and also to make the outside of the brioche very crispy. Now you will have 3 different layers. The outside will be very crispy. The rest of the brioche inside will gonna be more moist. And after you have the tenderness of the terrine with the foie gras. Now the terrine is seared on both sides. I'm gonna add a bit of butter on top to protect the meat, and I'm gonna flash in the oven for about 30 seconds. Now it's time to plate our terrine wrapped in a French brioche. I'm gonna season the terrine with a bit of sea salt and freshly ground black pepper. And the hot plate, I'm gonna position of brioche. You can see all the different layers with the chicken, the pork and the duck. We have some salad seasoned with a sherry vinegar. And we warm up a bit of chicken jus where we made the chicken jus with some yellow wine, and we add a bit of fat from the foie gras we keep on the side during the cooking process. Voilà.